What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, bringing you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream right here on this channel every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday morning, so come by and say hello. All right, guys, well, we have another town hall in the books. This is for May 22nd, and as you can see, for me, I am finally back home. So it was just one town hall that we had to do, remotely, but I am catching up on a lot of stuff. Obviously, this town hall didn't have too much into it, but we're going to dive into the 5 things. And once again, for people who might be new to the channel or new to the series, every time there's a town hall, usually every Monday, I go in and do my 5 biggest takeaways. So it is not a summary, but just the 5 things that interested me the most. So we'll use this, the PeakD post or Hive blog post, as a visual reference. And you can see here who was on. So they did have Charlie from Chibi Dinos. Unfortunately, there was a lot of technical difficulties with it. But let's go ahead and get you over here, and I'm just going to jump right into this. So first thing was Chatter was on. They talked about marketing. Charlie from Chibi Dinos was on as well, but it was very difficult to understand him. I hope that they're able to get him back on a future town hall once the connection gets a little bit better, since everything was really kind of cutting out whenever he was speaking. So mainly from a marketing perspective, we got a little bit more stuff from Chatter. Again, nothing new, just more, kind of rough timeframes of what we can expect. The new stuff, though, is that Invenium is live. The website is live, and I'm probably going to save that for another video if it's worthwhile. I want to go check out the website and see what's there, but Invenium is going to be the platform that will help to onboard many of these Web 2 games that want to get into the Web 3 space and really bridge that gap. So I'm excited for this from an overall Splinterlands ecosystem perspective, and it's a big thing for them. It's a big thing for Splinterlands, the company, but it's not necessarily a big thing for Splinterlands, the game, specifically the trading card game, and for all of us players. It doesn't really add much, but hopefully there will be some indirect benefits from this in the future as Splinterlands continues to grow and bring more and more people into the ecosystem, as Aggie has said. Chibi Dinos, like I said, was on. There's not really much for me to comment on this just because the connection was so bad. Didn't really get to hear much from Charlie. But Primal Hoop, the game that Chibi Dinos is releasing, I believe it actually might be even out now. That's something that I want to dive into separately, but I did want to mention it here, that this is the first game that they're doing. This is not on the GLS platform. There's a separate game that they are building. But since they are an official partners, and by they I mean Chibi Dinos, this is something that I want to check out, potentially even support and see what it's all about. So that is out now. GLS, this was an interesting thing. There will be apparently some GLS crossover when it comes to marketing for Splinterlands. Now, we know that GLS, I'm actually very excited about the marketing aspect for GLS. I guess I should be saying GLG, Genesis League Goals, which is the soccer/football game partnership with the MLSPA, because they will be working directly with a lot of the players to help promote the game, bring people into the ecosystem. Again, it sounded like there might be some crossover between Splinterlands and GLG, although I don't know if Chatter was just saying that they're hopeful that the people that they bring into GLG will be like, oh, what's Splinterlands? Let me go check that out. It would be cool. I know it's not necessarily within the vibe of Splinterlands itself, but it'd be cool if there was some kind of cross-promotion event that would bring more people, maybe from Splinterlands, into GLG and vice versa. But if there's nothing directly, then I guess it's not really that much of a crossover, just kind of like hoping that we're going to get people to come through. So we'll see once that actually goes live, which will be late June, early July. Again, we're maybe 6 to 8 weeks away from that. And then finally, it sounds like Soul Keep is set to come out in the next few weeks. Now, Aggie did say next few weeks. When I think about it, the other thing that Aggie mentioned was it's probably going to be 2 sprints for them to offer card opening or pack openings so people can see the cards, and then so 1 sprint for that and then another sprint for the actual game going live. So you think about the fact that we are coming up to the end of May now, and I just want to see, obviously there's going to be 4 release dates in June, and you can see here 6, 13, 20, and 27. Again, this would cover potentially 2 sprints. I'm hopeful that we get Soul Keep in June. People are probably going to think I'm bearish, but I think that it may not make it just because we've seen so many delays so far, and the fact that there's going to be 2 different things, right? You're going to have the pack openings under 1 sprint and then the game under another sprint. We also haven't heard much in terms of like gameplay and combining cards and all that. So it doesn't feel ready to me, especially because we were supposed to get a beta that hasn't even come out yet. So I like the optimism. for a few weeks, but I'm just going to put a little asterisk there, which is my asterisk of we'll see if it actually comes out in June. But hopefully it does. Surprise and delight. Number 2, this was interesting. Aggie said, or answered a question of why we're not building new projects directly into Splinterlands. And the easy answer, which I'm surprised he didn't say, would have been, well, if you want to do a sports-related game or a partnership with, MLSPA, or partnership with something music-related from Warner Music, for example, which we're still waiting to hear from that specifically. But if you want to do these kind of partnerships, it doesn't really go within the overall vibe or aesthetic of Splinterlands, which is a fantasy trading card game. That would have been the easy answer. But Aggie actually took it in a different direction, something that I didn't expect, and said that there's no reward pools available when it comes to Splinterlands, right? We have the SPS white paper that has kind of dictated where a lot of these rewards are going, but we do have governance now. And part of me looks at this and says, well, we vote on a bunch of other random things. We could have voted to like change part of the white paper, part of the SPS reserves, and have everything under one banner. Now, again, I still think from my other reason, the initial one of it doesn't really fit the aesthetic, it makes sense to build other platforms where you can do sports related stuff, or like with Arcade Colony where you can do other different types of games. So it's not that I want everything under SPS. It's just when I heard this argument, I was like, well, we have governance, so we can kind of do whatever we want if we really want to as a community and as SPS stakeholders. So I just thought that it was interesting that he took that approach. Again, I like the other I like the other argument better, that it's just nicer to separate out different platforms that are more niche related. But the reward pool thing, again, it's not that I'm like disagreeing with Aggie. It's just I'm surprised that he used that as the primary driver for why these new projects are not being built onto Splinterlands. Now, that doesn't include Tower Defense, which will come and be built on, and I do hope we get a bunch of other Splinterlands related or Splinterlands themed games directly on the Splinterlands platform. But when it comes to these new projects, GLS, Arcade Colony, if they're going to be niche related, right? So Splinterlands is going to be fantasy trading card or just fantasy kind of theme universe. Then you're going to have GLS, which is going to be sports related, and then Arcade Colony, which can be kind of like a, every other game type out there, at least, or arcade based games, I should say. Then I think that makes more sense to me rather than the no pool reward pool. I just thought it was interesting to hear Aggie's thought on it that way, because we can technically vote on whatever we want. So if we do want to make major changes to the SPS distribution, we can. And so Aggie, I just want you to know that. I know you know, but I just want you to know that we can vote for it. We can vote for it. Okay, number 3, changes to energy. So we've heard about this. We finally got the details for it. It will now be unlimited, as was the expectation. It was the increase in price that we were not aware of. So every 25 energy that you purchase within a 24-hour period, it's going to increase by 50%. So this is actually a little bit of a nerf versus where we were just a week ago. And this change is going live on the 23rd. So this is interesting because it's a little bit of a nerf, where before you could buy 50 energy for whatever the determined price is. Now you can buy 25 at that price, and then from there it goes an additional 50%. So when you think about it, that next 25, which would have been included in the price, not included in the price, but it would have been at that lower price. It's probably what Matt has been saying, where we have too many rewards now, or too many rewards being given out, simply due to the fact that there are that the ECR system no longer exists. So the more that you play, everybody's getting 100% rewards on every single game. So I don't mind that. Again, I'm not somebody who buys a lot of energy. I think if you were buying 50 energy before, that's great. 25 probably sucks, but ultimately now you can continue to play as long as you want. So I don't know. Actually, I would love to get information from you guys on people who buy this and how you feel about it, because it does feel a little bit like a nerf, although you can continue playing. And I do wonder if this will be, I don't want to say exploited, but more so used in lower leagues like Bronze, where I have purchased energy, versus somewhere like Diamond or Champion, where it's 150 DEC or 500 DEC per battle. So that's coming, or at least it's here live now. Number 4, Tower Defense packs. The sale is going to be extended. Now, if you remember the original post, it didn't say that packs were going to be burned, or that they were just going to be removed from the market in July of 2023. Obviously, we're a little bit more than a month away from July. There's no playable game yet. It sounds like that game should come out over the next couple of weeks. Hopefully it does come out before July, but it does make sense for the sale of these packs to be extended. I never thought that they were actually going to remove the packs from the marketplace in July just because the game had gotten delayed so much. But the info here, or new info, is that Aggie is expecting this to go for at least like another 6 months. He wants the packs to be on sale. So I would say the safe way to look at it is we'll probably have packs available for sale until 2024, right? So July through the end of the year, hopefully if the game comes out in June or July. And when that happens, we'll see if January then becomes the cutoff for when those get removed from the market. Again, not necessarily burned, but just removed from the market overall. So if you wanted to get packs, go ahead and grab them, but you'll be able to grab them even after July if you really, really wanted to. Plus, they're going for super cheap on the secondary market as well. Okay, number 5, future card packs. Oh, I didn't spell same right. Same price. Okay, there we go. Same price or more moving forward. So somebody had asked Aggie, and he went into this whole like, oh, he's like, I could sell packs for 25 cents, but that would kind of devalue older packs. So his approach right now is that future card packs need to either be the same in terms of overall price or more moving forward. And I know a lot of people who like to throw salt and throw shade have always said like, oh, Rebellion packs are going to come out and they're going to be like $10 with like a voucher or something like that. And I would always, it's not that I didn't believe them, but it's funny that like we're kind of getting confirmation of that now a little bit. Again, not necessarily that Rebellion's going to be that much, but it does make me wonder, well, what does the set, 3 years from now look like? What does the set after Rebellion look like in terms of its overall price? We've seen pack prices, at least from Untamed, go from $2 to $4. We saw from Chaos, from Untamed to Chaos, $2 to $4. From Chaos to Riftwatchers, $4 to $5. So I don't know what that necessarily means for Rebellion, but again, I'm not as worried about Rebellion. My guess would be that Rebellion would probably be about $5. But if it's going to continue increasing over time, I do wonder what pack prices look like in 3 to 5 years from now. So I just thought that was interesting. I wanted to share it here. Let's actually go over to this side because this is probably the shortest 5 takeaways I have done. There was some cool stuff from Nate as well, just in terms of overall eye candy with Nate right here. And you can see that this is, the different management pages that they have. Oh, I guess that's not really zoomed in. So I'm excited for Land, the Land 1.5. I think there's going to be a lot of fun stuff with it. There's also, or at least it was teased, a 5-year anniversary event. Sounds like it's going to be called The Great Burning. So that should be good. And then it sounds like there's going to be more stuff with Splinterlands TV in the month of June. So keep an eye out for that. Last thing I will do, and I'll see if I'll try to make sure that I put this into, or I link this in the description of the video here, is quality of life submissions that Weirdbeard is collecting. So there's a Google form. You can input as much as you want, not just one thing. Whatever quality of life things you want, they're taking submissions, and it sounds like Q3, or at least the planning for this next age, is going to hopefully incorporate a lot of that, whatever they can do within their bandwidth. So it's your wish list. It's your time. If there's something that you've been wanting to have, this is the time when you can officially put it into, or get like a ticket made or something, and put it on Weirdbeard's radar here. So that is all I really have. I actually like that we can keep this one short and sweet. Not too much happening from a release standpoint, and it doesn't sound like there's going to be a town hall next week. So we'll have a fun end of May, and then we'll see just how crazy June is going to be. But yeah, it should be fun. We'll leave it at that. I'll catch you guys all in the next video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Have a great one.